Hey folks and fiends, welcome back to another Q&A, but instead of painting characters, I'll be showing a speed sculpt I did of the tiny death shroud in the background. I went with this monster fusion because it seemed like the most popular out of the ones that I've done thus far. Also, it's a cute bean, so why not? Also, I've had quite a few comments asking where the STL files for these for 3D printing, and I might put these up on Thingiverse or something. I can't say I'll be making 3D versions of all the fusions, that would literally take forever, but it'll be something I do off and on when I get bored of 2D painting. So anywho, on to the questions. This one comes from King Magpie. How do you make the monster noises for each monster? They're awesome. Thank you, but I'm no Foley artist. I just sort of spliced together a bunch of creature noises from various video game franchises into something I think might sound like a fusion. You can find plenty of pre-ripped game sounds floating around YouTube, actually. I've definitely used a lot of the Silent Hill ambient sounds for my campaigns. They work well to terrorize players. If you really want to be an evil DM, make an ambient soundboard instead of using perception rolls, then force players to listen closely for the monster, and if they're caught off guard, get to have a fun surprise round. Alright, next question. These are two questions I kind of roped into one, but how do you think about the origin of these creatures? I've tried to do the same, but every role has stumped me onto what to make of them. That was Incore 101, and also, what would you say is the most successful way you've come up with the figure or gesture for a fusion? The Heart of the King. Well, usually there's quite a bit of time between the role and creation of the creature itself. I usually like to sit and stew on a concept for a while, because usually my first idea is terrible. In most cases, to think of something new and different, the go-to motto is to throw out your initial ideas, because typically those pathways are already formed for a reason, and the creation is probably it probably exists somewhere else. Not that I'm any kind of font of creative genius. Plenty of my works I just kind of go, well, I tried. So don't beat yourself up about it. Just doing creative exercises will help you better craft new and interesting things. That said, when I'm planning a monster, I usually draw upon natural phenomenon because, dang nature, you scary. Like several of you pointed out, certain fusions have real-life analogs like the speech leech and the tongue-eating louse. I really enjoy watching nature documentaries, and often that influences the animals I use in my work. I'll see a black heron hunting and go, holy crap, that would be terrifying if it was person-sized. Just this dark shadow looming over before a beak snatches you up. It scratches that fearful lizard brain that we all have buried deep down. Alright, next question. If I may ask, how much time does it usually take for you to finish one of these paintings? They look really great. The Angry Rex PL. Oh, thank you. It depends on the complexity and how many times I mulligan and try a new design, but on average, like 2 to 6 hours, I think. Alright, next up. You mentioned that the jackdaw is your favorite bird. What do you like most about it? Milk Chuck. Oh yeah, it's weird people don't realize that my username is just my name plus a bird. Like my name is Jesse, and a jackdaw is just a miniature crow. As far as why the jackdaw, well, they're just cute little beans that remind me of visiting my sister in Europe. Also, if rooks and ravens are the serious business dragons of the Corvid family, jackdaws are the sad little kobolds. I mean, look at this little gremlin. Him just all leg, and him not sure. Him not sure of his own existence. I mean, they're adorable. There's not much reason other than that. I don't know, I feel like they suit my personality to be little goblin birds. I feel for them. Anyway, next question. Normally you roll to get the results for your fusions. If you got to pick any D&D monster to combine with any Pokemon or SCP, what would be your dream fusion? Brittany Olenek. Oh, it's weird. I actually prefer the randomness of what I'm dealt. I think it leads to more creative challenges for me to figure out, and I like that oddly. I know I kind of play it up that I get frustrated, but I don't. I actually like the stupidity of it. It also just makes it all the more satisfying when I come across one that I do like, just because of the rarity of it. I know that's a cop-out answer, but it is true. So I guess I would say I don't particularly have an ideal one, because I know there's a lot of people that want me to do a version where I pick the combinations myself, but no, all combinations are beautiful. Don't combination shame. I don't know. Live in the chaos. Next question. I love to watch you draw. It inspires me a lot. Did you go to art school or are you self-taught? Jessica Salguero. Oh, thank you. I did go to a state college for digital media, but a lot of my specialization I had to figure out on my own. Online tutorials are a great resource and I will always sing their praises. Not that my professors weren't as well. Some are really great. You just have to figure out for yourself what path is best for you because art requires a lot of time to fine-tune your craft. Especially outside the classroom. The classes themselves definitely won't cut it. You're gonna have to put in the hours to like really build yourself and hone your skills, and it's a tried and true method of just practice. And if that means art school for you, that's great. If it means just doing a lot of tutorials online, that's great too. However you want to do your practice, everyone kind of reacts differently to different methods of teaching. So there's definitely people in the industry that have dropped out of college, that have never gone into college, have gone full art school course. I mean, and they've all, founded their path differently, and so will you. I don't know if that's exactly what you were asking, but it's the answer I gave. Anyway, next question. Weren't you gonna do a fusion video with Digimon? Ghost Shrimp. Okay, so eventually I'm gonna get there. I'm just waiting for the right moment. I do want to kind of return to more animated storytime videos too, and as I sort of cycle through the different types of fusion videos, I'll probably get to Digimon. Just eventually. I'm just gonna put an asterisk on that one. Alright, next one is your voice getting deeper every video or is it just me? And also paired with, hey, are you okay? Your voice sounds slightly sick. Okay, so I get these comments about not every week, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what to say at this point. I mean, okay, so Taras Sweat is gonna do weird things to you, man. I feel more colorful and vibrant already. Okay, real talk though. As tempting as it is to keep the joke going, yes, my voice is getting deeper. No, I'm not sick. I'm just a trans man that's on T, which will change how you sound over time. It's not a voice filter. It's not a different mic. It's just the sweat of the almighty Tarask that does things to your vocals. Anyway, hope that puts that to bed. Next question. What is your favorite cryptid or urban legend? Finn. Probably the really weird yokai, because I'm such a big fan of yokai. Like the Japanese butt ghost, the Shirime, or the one that's literally a sentient evil loincloth. I mean, there's so many great ones, I swear. They're so dumb, and I love every single one of them. Also, I don't know if this counts, but the Higasen scrolls that were some of the really early political cartoons of the Edo period in Japan. It featured supernaturally empowered farts that could blow away entire villages and even levitate cats. I highly suggest anyone check them out. I kind of want one of them framed on my wall because they're so stupid. They're artistically well done. I mean, they're hundreds of years old. It's just it's just, even fart humor back then was great, and it's just wonderful. Next question. If you could get into Warhammer, would you? Captain Saturn. I've never really been into tactical war games or stuff that sort of heavily feature strategy in that sort of sense, but anything's possible. I do enjoy the figures themselves though, so I would probably like to get into the miniature painting aspect of it. They had a whole miniature painting class in the previous PAX Unplugged, and that's certainly something that I would love to get into sometime, because it just seems fun, like little it's just a wonderful juxtaposition. You're painting this terrifying, like, creature, this behemoth, but it's just like, oh, you gotta paint the little details in. You almost gotta look, you gotta channel that amount of Bob Ross of just tiny details. Gotta get the eyes just right. You know, it's it's something that I would like to get into sometime. So yeah, why not? All right, final question. Can we just have a whole book of your monsters, like a Kobold Press kind of thing? I would love to have all these beautiful monsters in a collection. Rook to own. Well, thank you. I would love to eventually make my own book of monsters and maybe start a Kickstarter for it. Although, unfortunately, I'm not familiar with the book publishing and pricing, so that's still something that I've got to look into. And running a Kickstarter is its own kettle of fish that I'm just not very specialized in. So probably need to like ask around to like in how to best run one of these things, because I certainly don't want to go into it blind, because it's a lot of work. It's taking a lot of people's money, and I don't want to like, you know, let people down. So but it is something that I am hoping to do in the future though. So yes, but later. So yeah, hopefully I adequately answered at least most of your questions. I know there was probably a lot more that I missed, but these were some of the major ones that were repeated. So hopefully this addressed a lot of your stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully coming soon. Bye!